Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bagger. It is Monday afternoon, and these markets, 3 o'clock, they look like they're going in, and we are short. We weren't here. Well, we were here early, and then we weren't here in the morning. This is a 9:45. The NQ has been short all day, all day. We just put this other one on, and already we're up. Net about $4,000. One mini. It's not 10 of them in here, just one. One micro, you'd be up 400. 10 minis, you'd be up 42 grand. If you took 10 minis at 945, you'd be up 82, 83,000. But, big but, you do need to learn. You do need to learn. There are no shortcuts. Let's get a banner up here. Decision making trading software for the person who wants to trade as a business person. And if that's you, be sure to let us know. Told our members last night that the direction was still down, that we could have bounces. And these bounces that we would have, it should be seen as opportunities, trading opportunities to sell, to short. But intraday is intraday. We will exploit the markets one way and then the other. This is a beautiful thing here. It's only Monday. The biggest challenge I'm going to have here is if we hit our weekly goal and it's Monday, what will I do the rest of the week? We got plenty to do. We trade other markets, we trade options, we conduct Q schools. We have quite a few people really rolling in to various stages, rolling in and rolling out of Q schools. And if you want to join the party, let us know. Um, it's very, it's, we treat it very serious, right? It's our members work very, very hard. They're very disciplined. They're very mature. We're not, it isn't a game. It's built around the game of golf, sort of, or sporting event, but we treat it with all seriousness, right? And, we had a gentleman call the other day, very nice fellow from the Boston area. And, he said, I've been trading for about 3 years. Okay. What's your goal? He goes, well, I kind of want to make like $500 a day. I'm like, okay, that'd be $10,000 a month. And I said, have you done anything like that? No. In the last 3 years? No. So at least he was honest, you know. So you're just not going to roll out, right? You're not going to roll out, um, if you've been doing something for 3 years and not got any kind of pattern together, not developed any good habits, we're not going to, that's not going to change overnight. There isn't going to be one little program. And he was super focused on getting the tools. The tools are great, they really are, but the tools are the tools. If you don't have the education to use the tools, you're just going to get hurt. Just because you can go to, I didn't say this to him, but just because you can go to Lowe's and buy a skill saw doesn't mean that you're going to be able to build a staircase. So we need to be able to spend time with you. And by the way, because our annual memberships are limited, we got to make sure that we're compatible. Because if we're not, I don't want to be wasting your time, and I don't want to be wasting mine. And we don't take everybody. We don't. We don't. I won't say what the criteria is, but if the biggest part of the criteria is if I think if a person just has a mad money desire, this is, just, one step removed or one step in the direction of an Indian casino, then, I'm not going to waste my time, because that's not what trading is. It isn't. It isn't. And I know that you're told that it is, and I know that you believe that it is. And if that's your belief and that's what you believe, um, then all the power to you, but if you are a business, if you have a business mind, you have a business of your own, you run your life like a business, and you want to run this part of your life like a business, extracting cash flow from the money flow, and kind of grow up from that, Discord, Reddit, Mad Money type of approach. We're ready when you are. So I'm going to let you watch into the close, and we're going to go in and lock in a guaranteed profit and see if we can take this into the close. And these markets are looking really, really problematic now. Look at what the VIX is doing. The VIX goes long at, let's put the comments up here, at 9:45. 9:45. They go long. You may not be seeing that. You don't have the tool. Our members that saw that said, huh, and the ES had gone short at 9:40. So maybe you took it at 9:45. You'd be up $5,000 on the ES. If you took one mini, if you took one micro, 500 bucks. If you took 10 minis, 55,000. Look at this. 9:45. Are you kidding me, Bagger? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. 9:45. That looks rigged. Guess what? They are rigged. They most certainly are. They got you paying attention to everything but what you need to be paying attention to. If you had taken the NQ at 9:45, you'd be up with a mini 8,800 bucks, nearly 9,000. If you did it with a micro, 900. If you did it with 10 minis, 90 grand. One day. Take the afternoon off. 10:05. 3,300, 835. So right in here. Not a beautiful thing? Everyone getting all excited about Bitcoin because Trump tweeted out Bitcoin. He has there's 5 Bitcoins and a Bitcoin futures contract. 67 5-minute segments ago. That was at 9:40 this morning, 30 grand. Jay Stewart, no problem. Well, that's the thing. He says, Jay Stewart says, no more 1 minute. That was cool to watch. Um, Well, this is the whole idea behind Q School, and we have people in Q School now. We have people rolling into Q School. Um, uh, uh, you know, how do I put this? Folks may not know, what to expect. Um, this is what Q School is about. Yes, we're going to show you how we approach our trading. Yes, we are going to. If you have TradeStation, we're going to send you tools to work on your desktop. But we're also going to be challenging you. You're going to have a lot of work to do, and it's going to be probably overwhelming at times, and a big part of Q School is finding out what markets you need and want to be trading, what hours you need and want to be, trading, what kind of leverage. Um, are you a trend trader? Are you a counter trader? How frequently? Because you see, you can't control the market. You can't. But you can control a lot of other things, and we need to make you aware of what those other things are. So, in fairness, and I'm just, and if the gentleman's listening, I hope he thinks through what he's doing. But when I was talking to him the other day, this gentleman called, very nice, and the conversation kind of went like this. And he said, "Hey, Bagger, what do I got to do to get those tools?" So I started to explain that, and I said, "How long have you been trading?" 3 years. Okay. Um, and I said, if you were to realize your trading goals, how much money would you like to be making on a monthly basis to make it worth your while? He goes, $500 a day or $10,000 a month. Okay, I get that. Then I asked, have you done anything close to that in the last 3 years? No. So that was honest enough. So I'm repeating again. And then he says, you know how it is, bagger. You put a trade on. I put a trade on Friday. I made 1,000, but I might give it back tomorrow. And that's what you do. And then the market goes up, the market goes down, and he's proceeding to tell me everything that he thinks the market is. Um, I'm not sure why he called me. I was leaving. I'm like, he already knows what it is. He already knows what he's going to do. He's already got his mind made up. And you know how it is. You make a grand, you throw. You know what that's like. And I said, no, I don't. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know what that's like because that's not what we do. And it just, it was like like two ships just passing in the night. We're just not even talking the same language. And I'm wondering. I'm like, geez, and this is one of the things. I'm like, I need to be able to spend 1 to 2 hours a day with a person for 3+ weeks. And if that person doesn't have any listening skills, man, I can't be wasting that much time. I'm talking about not just hearing, I'm talking about listening skills. And then because you have to learn the lessons and then you have to apply the lessons, not me, you got to apply them. Now you're going to have challenges. They're going to be this, and you're going to come at me every day, and I'm going to try to help you find your niche. But we are trying to set up a mentorship. We're trying to set up a process for you to become successful. But if you're coming at this with a preconceived notion of what the markets are, and a notion that has not been successful for you, and you're still holding on to that, and that's what you want to do, then you don't want to waste your money with us. You don't, because that's not what it is. It just isn't. There is no way you guys have seen these trades going in a live environment for the last month. We've been on quite a bit. There is no way that we could be doing this, and I had another gentleman, fair enough, and he said, Don, I can't believe that you would hold a mini contract short over the weekend. I'm like, why not? Why not? But I mean, but we had, the tools and the risk calculated. Um, so you have to be open to learning. 4 stages to learning. 4. You know what they are? Hmm. Let's go take a peek. Let's go take a peek. Let me get over here. 4 stages of learning. Becoming aware. Let me get this tool. Bear with me. And we'll get a pretty blue. And I really want you to think about this. It's important, but this isn't, I'm not, a public school teacher. Okay. I'm not going to put up with bullshit. Okay. It's my time is much too valuable, as is yours. But this isn't, seventh grade social studies, and we're going to be, just flinging things around, throwing spitballs around. 4 stages. It's white. Bear with me. 4 stages of learning, and I don't care what it is, but this is certainly what we're going to be teaching. We're going to be teaching one how to trade as a business. So, what is that first stage of learning anything? I don't care what it is. It could be anything. It could be golf. It could be fly fishing. It could be, God knows, social studies, seventh grade. It could be anything. In order to learn anything, you must, the first stage is you are unconsciously, unconsciously, Donald, unconsciously, it doesn't, yeah, that looks right. Unconsciously incompetent. And that isn't a slam. Okay. To be incompetent at something is nothing wrong with that. You can't be a pro at everything. You always want to be learning, so it's okay. And at this stage, you do not know you do not know what you do not know. Remember that guy who was Secretary of Defense? What was his name? He used to he get into that. Unconsciously incompetent. You do not know what you do not know. And it's okay. It's okay to go through life with everything if that's what you want to do. But when you stumble across something that you have an interest in and you become aware that somebody is doing something that you haven't seen before, or that just never seen, and at that stage you become consciously incompetent. What the hell is you slamming me? No, I'm not slamming you. You become aware of what you do not know. Very important stage. And I spelled consciously wrong again. So sorry about that. I'm not going to take the time to correct it. This thing doesn't have a spell check or a type check. You become aware of what you do not know. It's a very important stage because it also tests whether or not you're interested in it. If you're going to move forward, you become aware of someone golfing better than you, or just golfing better, or fly fishing better, or building a staircase better, or driving a car better, or quilting, or playing the piano, or anything. You're like, holy crap, that dude can really play the piano. You become aware of what you do not know. That guy can really play the piano, and I've got a decision to make. What's that decision? I want to learn how to play the piano. But maybe you don't want to learn how to play the piano. You have absolutely zero interest in learning how to play the piano. Me, no way. I couldn't. I already know. I have no interest, never had. But it's okay. That's okay. So I'm never going to learn how to play the piano. I'm never going to go to the next stage. So you got to be so this trading game has to be something you really, really want to do. You really want to learn how to play the piano. So the third step is where we come in. Now, this gentleman, I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think his partner in the background, when I told her or told him that it was $3,000 for Q School for 3 weeks, I think she damn near fell out of her chair. Like, are you kidding me? I was like, okay. Um, she doesn't know what she doesn't know as well. Neither one of them know what they don't know. I mean, maybe they do after a while. Maybe they'll watch a few more videos and say, hey, wait a minute. Maybe being able to spend 1 to 2 hours with this guy for 3+ weeks might be really worth our time. Maybe not. And that's okay. Then third stage is when you become consciously, why do I keep trying to throw an S in there? I do. Good God. Consciously, that just doesn't look right. What am I messing up? Conscious. That doesn't look right. Hold on a minute. Let me get a spell check. I'm brain dead here today. Why am I spelling? Isn't it? It's funny. Kind of joke about it. Susan's really good at math, and conscious. Yeah, there it is. Jesus. And I swear I always thought there was a better speller, but I'm losing it here in my old age. You become consciously competent. You become um, you're how would I put it? You become proficient, but you need you need to think about what you are doing. Wasn't that always the case? Not really. No. And this is the stage that we're going to spend 3 weeks. Our goal is to move you. Hopefully, by the time you get ready to do Q school, you're at number two. Because if you stay in number one, you'll never even call us, or you'll never, it's not. You're never going to happen. Number two, consciously incompetent. That's where most people are coming into Q school. That's and I don't mean it a slap at anyone, but that's kind of where it is for what we're doing. Our goal is to get you to become consciously competent. You become proficient at doing a number of different things, but you have to think about what it is you're doing. The last stage is going to be up to you, and that's going to have to come most likely after Q school. And that stage is when you become unconsciously competent. And that stage is the fun stage because you are executing, executing without even thinking about what you are doing. How the hell can I do that, Don trading? How the hell can I do that? Well, that's what we spend the 3 weeks doing because that's where we want you to take yourself. And if you think about some other endeavor in your life that that you've been doing that you don't think about, let's just as a kid, remember when the first time you put toothpaste on a toothbrush, back and forth. You had to think about brushing your teeth. Do you think about brushing your teeth today? Probably not. When you first got into a car, 10 and 2, look this way, look that way. And, you're all excited about driving that car. And you really had to think about what it was you were doing. You're probably a pretty good driver today if you've been, you're still here with us. And you probably, you're unconsciously competent at driving. At least hope so. I hope so. 4 stages of learning. Most people, thank goodness, really, in America anyways, this is where they are and this is where they're going to stay. They're just not interested, folks. They're not. They may be interested in making money, but they're just not interested in the profession of trading. They don't know what it is. They're just not interested. And that's totally okay. Like, I love the game of golf, but I know people that yeah, I don't want to do it because I don't want to spend that much time doing it. Right. So they don't. And that's fine. And I'm not in any shape or form. We have every year we're just growing. I we're not we're once again we're on pace to grow 50% bigger than we were last year. So it's just I don't know how people are finding us, but you are for what we're doing. And it's a beautiful thing. So I'm not going to try to convince somebody that they should be doing this. This stage here, consciously incompetent, you become aware of what you do not know, then you got to make a decision. And that might be, I can't believe he's charging me for that. Hell with that. I'll go watch some videos. I'll read some books. And, trading's trading. I may make 1,000, lose 1,000. How hard can that be? Ain't no big deal. I'm not doing that. That's good. Keep moving by. I want that person that says, hey, Don, this is what I've been doing. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to achieve. This is how much time I can do. Because I even asked the gentleman, I said, how much time do you have? Well, I'm a contractor and I got about an hour a day during lunch. Okay. All right. And you want to make $10,000 a month. Okay. Fine. I mean, it's just not real. It's just not realistic. Didn't have a realistic image of what trading is and or what one can do, right? I'm not saying that you can't make money in as little time as an hour or two a day, but you know it may have to be not of an hour of your liking, maybe a lunch hour, right? So this is the key step here, and maybe we should paint this one green, and you have to think about it. This is for Q school, and then our job is to get you here. Your job or to get you to here. 1 year after the next, after the next, after the next. And we advance, we hold ground, we advance, we hold ground. 4 stages of learning. We're very thoughtful in what we do. But I'm not one of these public school teachers, right? God, I mean, those folks, I mean, if you were a teacher, my hat's off to you, because I wouldn't have the patience for it, right? I mean, our time is my time. I don't know about you, but my time is very, very valuable to me. And I don't want to waste it. I don't want you to waste it. And I don't. I just don't. And we have plenty of people that want to do this. So we're not gonna settle. But look at this. I mean, this is a beautiful thing here. Let's go mark it up together. Let me get a marker here. 5 minute VIX, long, 945, 2 grand. This is the ES at 940, 7 grand. The NQ, 945, 12 grand, 4,200. This is all today. 4 grand. Gold, 460. This here is silver. I mean, look at them all. I mean, your job is to get the $500. If that's your goal, you got to get it on the hook. You got to get it to the boat, and you got to get it on a stringer. That's your job. But what he was also asking me, he just kept asking, well, I'm not going to get the robots for a monthly membership. I'm not going to, well, what am I going to get? I'm going to get the robots. I could give him all the robots. I could give him all the robots. And it would be like giving somebody a Lamborghini to drive off the parking lot without a license, or who has never driven a car before. Would that be the responsible thing to do? I don't think so. And that's why we don't do it. You just don't. I want to give you the opportunity to ask questions, but he may not have the time. In fairness to him, he just may not have the time. He's too busy working, and I get it. Maybe at another time, or he's got to find that out. Maybe he doesn't have the capital to go through it, and that's okay too. But this is not, trading is not an inexpensive endeavor. Just like golf, you got to invest in the clubs. It's not, a poor man's game. And if you're trading from a standpoint of, I'm playing, there's an old saying, you can't make money with scared money. And that there's some truth to that. So we're not trying to give anyone that impression. This is not a game to us. It is not. We're going to try to stay with this trade If I see anything, let me drop that 1 minute. Speaking of that 1 minute, Jay's thoughts, let me drop that 1 minute in here because we're going to be a little more aggressive this week with our trading at a, boy, I want this one right here. I want to add a blank row. Add a blank row, and let's put in the NQH25. Nope, made a mistake. NQH25. I'm going to change this to a 1 minute. Let's get a gander on this. Okay, we're getting a little bit. Let me clear all that writing. I've skewed it anyways now, so let's just get that all off, out of the way. And we'll see if we can take this into its 331. We're going to probably, not probably, we're going to come in and we're going to grab, let's see, we got it. Man, that came close. I forgot I actually have a profit target down there. Can you believe that? You can't see this. I have a profit target down there. And that profit target was at $8,000. That's where it was. We came within $80 of that. I need to get it right. $80 a game. That's crazy. Crazy. Let's see if we can write it back down there and it'll sit. That would have netted us 8 grand. Um, Came within $80 of that stop. That stop may be just a little too visible. Others may be thinking and having pretty much the same thing. I get a really, really good view on this price action in conjunction with Swing Machine. Well, we're going to keep it so that there is a profit target in. There's a guaranteed profit, and then there's a healthy profit in there. And let's mark this up. If you have any questions, let us know. And if the gentleman's listening, I'm not beating him up. I'm not, so I hope he's not, doesn't take offense. But Ken, I'm not screwing around. I'm just not. Okay. We're very patient and we want you to learn and we have a lot of fun doing what we're doing, but this is very, very serious to us. And so when I have folks that, call and they're like, yeah, well, I've been screwing around for 3 or 4 years. I mean, at what point are you going to stop screwing around? This is the question. 3 years is a long time to be doing something, trading, and still not getting it done. At what point do you say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to throw any more money at this. I'm not going to screw around with this. And I'm going to learn. And I'm going to apply myself. I'm going to do this. When do you do that? Another 3 years. Next thing you know, 3 years becomes 10 years, 20 years, and you never do it. I don't know where we'll be. Maybe you won't have the opportunity then. Maybe not with us. I don't know. Don't know. Seize the day. Seize the moment. Here it comes. So we have a profit target still sitting there. We got to hit 8 grand. It's right on the nose. We hit 8 grand, boom, we'll be out. That'll be a good spot. That'll be a very nice trading day. Cop diem. Yes, cop, isn't it? Yeah, cop diem. Seize the moment, seize the day. You don't want to be hemming and hawing and hemming. When we do the Q schools, we're sending you the programs too, by the way, right? So we're sending them and you're getting a chance to work with them. So you get a chance to say, no, I don't like that one. I don't like this one. I like this one. I don't like any of them. I don't think that'll be the case. I don't like any of them. Other people aren't doing that. They're not doing it that way. I'm trying to give you a chance to say, no, I don't want to do it. But try to spend, you know, 2 hours a day with anybody, 2 hours plus for 3 weeks. What will anybody even do that with you? With anything? Your lawyer, your doctor, your carpenter? Are you kidding? Anybody? No, I won't even do it. Fortunately, we can do it. There could come a time when we can't. I mean, I don't know. We're not, we there are going to be some modifications in the months ahead. I'll say the months, maybe the second half of the year, that we're going to have to maybe structure things a little bit different because there are only so many hours. We do want to accommodate as many people as we can, but I don't want to lose the individualism, the individual attention focus that I think is so important, and I do think it is important. Come on, baby. See this thing hit, huh? I could certainly go in and take it, which I might, but let's see if we can. We should be able to hit this. It should be able to punch out. It'll go off so fast we won't even. Came within $80 last time. So let's see if we. There it is. We're gonna. There it is. 8 grand minus the commission. We're in the house. Good day. A good week. Hmm? For the gentleman called the other day, a good month. Time is money. We trade multiple markets. We only keep the focus here on Q because in Nasdaq, because that's where everyone likes to watch. If you can trade the Nasdaq, you can trade anything. We come in, day out, get it done, and in full view. These tools could be on your desktop. You'll need to learn. It can be, it can be a lot. I say that with everybody going through the queue. We got to peel it back. You're not going to, be as proficient as you would want to be, but you will be on your way. You will be, certainly at the conclusion of the Q school. You will be, and that's a beautiful thing. I've been playing golf my whole life, taking all kinds of lessons. Some good, not some not so good. Probably was just my ability to internalize or understand the concepts, and my game kind of plateaued a little bit. It was decent, but not as good, and maybe I needed to spend more time. But I got to tell you, I'm actually taking some online golf lessons. I am, and boy, I got to tell you, from a guy that he's online. He's got quite a business. I'll probably mention him down the road, but I won't right now. Won't do that to him, but phenomenal, phenomenal, and has me doing some things that I've never done. I never thought about it. I wasn't aware. And I would see these online videos of him hitting a golf ball, smack, smack. You ever hear a golf ball when it's hit crisp, smack? Like, listen to that. Listen to that. It's like unbelievable. Like, what is he doing? And then he started these lessons that I had never heard of before. No, in fact, they were counted to everything that I had been taught. I'm like, wait a minute. And I watched and I listened for quite a while. And then I went out to the driving range. I practiced a little bit. And I'm like, I don't know. And I decided to make an investment in his tools. And he's working with me and I'm applying it. And I gotta tell you, I'm loving it. And I am playing. I think I'm going to play some of the best golf. And I'm thinking back, like, shit, where was he, 20 years ago? I don't think he was doing what he was doing. But why didn't I do that? And some really, really neat concepts. So I'm not going to steal his thunder at all. I'm not. But if anyone wants to send me a note too, by the way, you want to know who he is, I'll get his permission to. I'm sure he wouldn't mind a, a rec, but if you want to know, I can always pass it on. But really phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. So we are in the house, folks. Since Sunday, we clean. We transfer out the excess cash. February was beautiful, and this is where we are now. What you might want to know is, let me go pull this up. And what is our? See if I can run an analysis on this. There it is. So our net is $7,798.60. Our profit factor, four. Four. We made $4 for every dollar we lost. How many trades? This is no, excuse me. 7,000. Wait a minute. I gotta go back one day. Let me do that again. I think it's gonna be the same. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's the same. Happens to be the same. And a total of 11 trades since Sunday night, 54.55% profitable. And let's see, what else can I tell you? We had two losing trades in a row. Let's see. Percent of time in the market, 51%. We weren't in there all the time. And what else can I tell you? Average time in trade, 47 minutes. Weren't in there very long. And we did finish on our high note. It's a beautiful thing. I want you guys to be smacking your trades like this. Won't be on every shot, right? But you want to get a pattern of shots. I mean, when I hit the golf ball, it doesn't fly exactly the same and land in exactly the same spot every time, but it gets in the area of it. It is Keiko. Every time he calls me Donnie. Every time I say it, it's like his family. That's my family calls me Donnie. They spell it that way. Maybe a family, Keiko. How you been, buddy? We just closed this trade, Keiko. The machine just closed it, and a profit factor since Sunday night is a four, a perfect four. $4 for every dollar we expended. Absolutely beautiful. So I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the week. I think we've hit our weekly goal on this one market on this screen, but we'll find something to do. Kind of kidding. How about that dude? I probably should go there, but I got to tell you, wasn't that Zelensky thing? Wasn't that some shit last week? Wasn't that something? Oh, a little cokehead. I don't think he knows what's going on. Don't think he understands that. And it's not. He may be thinking, and the Europeans, in general, and we have, members that are in Europe. So I don't mean to offend, and I'm not stereotyping. I'm not saying all of Europe, but I don't think people understand that maybe outside the country that they're thinking that this is all Trump. Yeah, out of the White House. Wasn't that awful? And it isn't. This is the majority now of the American people, and so I have a message for, there are 500 million people in Europe. 500 million. There are 150 million Russians. There are 300 million Americans. 200 million Americans are aligned with what Trump is saying and doing, which is, you want to get involved in this shit, you're on your own. So anyway, we're not going to send our young to die in some trench in Ukraine. Not going to happen. And we're not going to send the trillions anymore. Biden would, the Marxists and the socialists would. We're not doing that. We're not. Trump's not going to do it. You're going to hear it. He's going to have a State of the Union address tomorrow night. So you're playing with fire. I don't know what the beef is between Ukraine and Russia. I think I know, but I don't even want to go there. I think I got a pretty good idea what it's all about. But they're not NATO. And in the rest of the European countries, you keep provoking. And in that Ukrainian conflict was provoked. And it was provoked by us, some of our earlier misguided politicians. But Trump and the American people get it. And we're not going to pay for it. And we're not going to die for it. So you're on your own. And that guy Stormer, in the UK, you want to put boots on the ground? You want to put your planes up in the air? You go right ahead and do that, buddy. But the UK has 44 battleships. 44. Sounds like a lot, doesn't it? Joke. And they got 55 admirals. They got 25 battle ready tanks. Good luck with that. We're not sending us. We're done with it. We are done. So he missed a chance. And I think Zelensky, I think he thought he was setting up Trump. He may have been set up, because now the context is there. Hey, he said no. And Europe wants to do this. They want to do the deal. They want to go right ahead. Do it. Go ahead. Send your young people into that meat grinder. Send your nation's wealth into that meat grinder. Go ahead. But, we know what Vietnam was about. The French got themselves, we know what the French will do. They'll run. They ran out of Vietnam and left us with a shit mess. And we lost 60,000 young men over there. So we're not going to do it. We're not. and they're playing with fire because, Trump just may, I don't know, but he may decide to pull the plug on NATO. And he may just say with the UN, you know what, put it someplace else. Put it someplace else. Get it out of New York. For profit, been a while. Profit factor 4, beautiful. Yeah, we'll stay off of it. But some of this is, one of the, I don't know, it's a good thing, bad thing about trading is we don't trade any of this, one way or the other. We don't. But you can't help when you're trading to be aware of what's going on in the world more than the average bear. Yeah, I mean, it just is. It's part and parcel. And there are things going on, and that can either be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. But we are now, and it's been the last 10 to 12 years that the American people have basically, I'm going to speak for American people, for the country, I won't speak for them. I'll make an observation that have basically been asleep, and volatility has just been down, 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 crushed out. I think that agenda is going away, for better or for worse. And I always thought it's for the better. I think market volatility is certainly good for trading, but I think it's also good for the political realities of the world, because if people's wealth is everyone's wealth is at risk and is being impacted, my 2 cents is maybe they'll pay closer attention to it. Maybe they'll, what, maybe I should find out what the hell is going on in Ukraine and what's been going on. Maybe they should find out. I don't know. Maybe I'm naive, but anywho, as we wrap up. We're gonna let you watch Keiko. Good to see you, Jay's thoughts, and um, we'll let this close out. We'll let you watch right up until 4:15 when the future's closed. Then we'll have to turn it down. We'll have to grab back the screen. And I can't say when we're going to punch up, but if you push the like button, it helps us with the algos. You can also push up the note or push the notification button, and when if and when we punch up, you would get a notification. So we hope you're getting it done. If you have an interest in the Q schools, be sure to let us know. Um, we're March is completely booked. April is now pretty much filling out. So and people have made reservations for later in the year too. So you definitely want to schedule and book your time if it's something you want to do, so that we're ready to go when you are. And think ahead. Remember, time, time, most valuable. And that's where, I mean, Jesus, you know, uh, Zelensky certainly didn't act like a man who had a lot of compassion for the young people in his country that are absolutely in a meat grinder and in some trench. Something tells me he's probably not even in the country. It's probably a green screen, and he's, in his dock off of Monte Carlo or something, or someplace in the Mediterranean. But I think he wasted. I think he wasted a hell of an opportunity to try to bring that shit to an end over there. But I don't think Trump's going to go World War III on it. Maybe the UK is, maybe the French are. I'm not sure. The Germans have been pretty quiet. I think we'll see. All righty, man. So, um, and we're all connected. And I mean no offense. We do have members that are in Europe, and I mean no offense, but um, we're things are changing here in the states. We're putting a value on our borders. We're putting a value. We want to rid ourselves of the corruption. We want to rid ourselves of the socialism. Just some basic stuff, and we're not going to put up with it. Trump isn't, and when Trump is gone, all the people that are around him, all the people that he's placed, are young people. Young. They're at the 40s and 50s. They're going to be around a while. Honda is coming to the States. We'll open a shop in Indiana. Well, Honda's already here, aren't they? I mean, they got factories in Tennessee. Yeah. Yeah. Notice, I don't think there are any tariffs headed for Japan. I don't think so. They got manufacturing here. They're going to make the Civic. Yeah. Which is, now becoming, I think it's, the the Honda Civic has taken over the Honda Accord, but yeah, I mean, they're selling like crazy. And they got plants in Tennessee. They were making it in Mexico. Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, yeah. All righty, kids. All right. Have fun. Hope you had a good day. Hope you're off to a good start. We're here and ready when you are. You let us know. And you're very welcome, Just Thoughts. Keiko. We have captured the last 16 hours of continuous trading from last night. And we've captured the entire 16 hours and we'll compress it down to just a couple of minutes. And we'll upload that tonight out as a YouTube video. So people who miss some of it will get a chance to see. The trading has been and is it's nirvana. It's just great. It's just great. It's like I say, when I got off the phone, I was talking to Susan. I'm like, geez, I'm talking to the gentleman. He's like, well, you know how it is. It's like, no, I don't. I mean, that's why we're doing what we're doing. We're not doing the Discord thing. We're not doing the Reddit thing. We're not doing the Robinhood thing. We're not doing the Top Step thing and throwing contracts around. We're not doing that. Yeah, the Bitcoin is always going to be huge. The Bitcoin futures, because the Bitcoin futures contract represents 5 coins. Fine. All the golfers are at Jekyll this week. Come on over. Jekyll Island? Is there a tournament up there? Maybe. Home of where they founded the Federal Reserve too. But so it's 5 coins. So it's huge, huge leverage margin. That's why it's 10 grand. I mean, it just moves. It's huge. If you own Bitcoin, if you had 5 Bitcoins, or you were hodling your Bitcoins and didn't want to sell them, don't sell them. But I would be hedging my Bitcoins in the futures market. So like when it sells off, if you had taken it short, you could still have your Bitcoins, but if you shorted against your stack, you would still have $30,000 in value versus just hodling them and losing $30,000 in value on 5 coins. You know, so you hedge. The airlines are said to be, not really a transportation company. It may come as a surprise that they make most of their money hedging jet fuel, not really, moving people around. It's really just a hedge fund for oil, namely jet fuel. And there are other industries that it's much the same thing. So I'm going to be stepping aside. We'll let you watch up until about 4:15. Then it'll shut down. Probably automatic. Will shut down automatically. Thank you for stopping by. We'll try to punch up again. We're going to be busy tonight, so I don't know. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. I can't commit. Don't want to disappoint anybody. But if we do, and you push the notification bell, you'll get notification. I'm inclined to think. We can go take a look at the S&P. Whoops, there's the bell. And let's just take a look at where the S&P is, and it's most likely going to be in panic. Let's take a look on a daily basis. Let's see here. I'm trying to. It'll populate here in a minute. Let's put the VIX on a daily too. So now we have the VIX in euphoria, and where is this guy? Let's refresh. Get it load. It's got to load its data. It's probably in panic sell. It's taking a minute to populate. So it doesn't mean that the market can't go lower. It absolutely can. It doesn't mean that the VIX can't go higher. It absolutely can. So that's one thing. But if this ES, when it loads, comes into panic, what it does mean is this is not the place where you would be initiating a short position. This is the place where if you've been short, you begin to ring the cash register. And I'm waiting to see if that's going to populate. It's gonna take a minute or two. So it may not. Chances are it's in panic. My guess is, this is just the guess, but this may continue a little bit overnight. That tomorrow morning we might see a gap down and we might see some hard selling in the morning. If that's the case, and it does go that way, I will be laying back in the weeds with this profit, looking to do what? Looking for one of the first buy signals, mid to late morning, coming off of swing machine, and try to catch the bounce. We'll see. I'm not going to do that in advance. I'm not going to, I'm not going to guess at it. I'm going to have the tools loaded up, and this is still waiting to populate. Crazy, isn't it? It's just great fun. And same thing with golf, when you can start clicking the ball, boom, 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 clicking it. It's just it becomes effortless and the ball goes further. And trading's the same way. When you start clicking your trades and you're getting, more money out of them than, you ever thought possible before. And Swing Machine is doing hopefully a better job at keeping you out, keeping you in, and you just playing the game. It's great.